Hello to all my YouTube crafting friends out there. This is Monica from MMBW Crafts. Now MMBW stands for Monica Mary Bernadette White, which is my full name. And then I've obviously added crafts, but it also has some confusion for some people because it also fits in with Melbourne Metropolitan Board of Works. But certainly I'm not the Board of Works here, so I'm Monica Mary Bernadette White. So some of the areas that I want to talk to you about is Bucilla. Now I'm currently completing a Bucilla project, which is for my nephew in Western Australia, in Karratha. And I think I might have showed it to you in one of the videos, but this is the project that I'm doing. I'm trying very, very hard to understand these cameras. You know, what's left is right and what's up is down and goodness knows whatever. So that's the Bucilla project that I'm involved in. It's called the Candy Express. And the reason I'm doing this for my nephew Andrew is because he's what we refer to here as a gunzel. So a gunzel being, he's a man of trains. Ever has been since he was almost 2 years old when my mum and dad bought him his first Christmas train. And so that's the project I'm currently working on. I'm almost finished it. I've got bits and pieces that I have to add on, and I'll show those to you. And but probably best for me to do like a full tutorial on another project where I start from the beginning to the end. But I'll just explain some things about the Bucilla. With every project that you get this as being the first page, and it'll have the number. I've actually covered it up here, but normally up on this side there's a number which will represent the project. Okay, it's got a beautiful colour picture of the project that you're involved in. The other thing that you'll get is a chart, a design chart. Now, and you'll get instructions obviously. Now, please don't be intimidated by the instructions, because the instructions come in 3 different languages. So it looks like reams and reams of paper and small writing, and it can be very, very intimidating, especially if it's your first time. You think, oh my god, I don't think I can do this. You can do it, and I'll stress that. Now, if you have a look at this, where am I? Okay, so that's a picture of the instructions, but what's highlighted is just the instructions in the English. So as you can see, all of this you don't have to worry about. Okay, it's just what is highlighted, which is the English instructions. Okay, so when you look at it, there's a lot, you know, and it can be very, very intimidating. So please don't be. When you open up your Bucilla instructions, highlight, you know, with a highlighter, the instructions that you're going to be requiring. Okay, and that will make it a lot easier for you. As you're doing your steps, you know, start at step 1. Don't go down to the end as I was tempted, but start at step 1. And then as you do that step, have a pencil near you and mark it off. Complete it. Now I've done some of these already. Where are they? So you'll see on this, you know, I'm trying to focus. Okay, you'll see I've ticked and I've marked off what I've done. Now this is erasable pen and erasable obviously pencil. So when I'm finished it, I'll erase that. And that way, if I want to do, although if I got another kit, it would have the instructions again. So that would be that. The other thing you get is a design chart. Okay? Now the design chart, when you look at the design chart, it can be very confusing because you've got numbers And you've got 1C, and you think, what the hell is 1C? You've got, up here you've got 100, where are we this side? I'll get used to this. It says 100. Okay, so they're all the different pieces that are in your kit. Okay, and so it's very, very important to start off with number 1, which is the back of the stocking, and then you build up. And when I go through one of the tutorials with you on one of the patterns, and I happen to have a number of them here. This one is the Bucilla 150 anniversary, and I think she's a Sugar Plum Fairy special edition. Oh, it's a Sugarland Fairy. So so I'm doing this for my little great niece Rose, who is a ballerina, and she's 8. So I'm going to be doing that. So what I will do, and I've also got another one, which is this one. Once again, it's 150, and this one is the Christmas tree surprise, and it's actually got lights that light up. And up here you've got, this is the tag that you will actually put the use for the child's name, or it's a decoration, an extra decoration, because it's actually got the name of the person over here. So, but that's got little lights, and it comes complete with a battery and the lights that you put onto the tree. So it's going to be exciting to do that one, and so I'll need to figure out. I've got probably about 5 or 6 bacillas. The other one I'm also part of the way through, and that's Under the Tree, it's called, and that will be for my other nephew who's just been posted to Darwin with the Australian Air Force. So so what I'll do is I'll choose one of those to go through the next, and I'll start it from beginning to end with that, showing you how to do all the stitches, because there's a number of different stitches that you use with Bucilla. The other thing I want to talk to you about is that each set has got a number of pieces. Okay, so with this particular one, the Candy Express, okay, that's the largest number on the, oh my goodness, that's the largest number there, which is 100. Okay, doing the, oh gosh, I'm sorry about this, but I will learn. So it's got there 100, which is the tag, and the tag is generally the last thing that you put together, but it also explains how to make bows over here. So there's obviously a bow in it, which was the bow that went on the train. So put that somewhere. So I'll just show you this, which is, I'm currently working on this section here, which is the chimney stack. Okay, so I was working on that last night, and this is the actual stocking. Okay, so this will go here, and then I've got the wheels, which are these. So they will go here, and then I've got 2 smaller wheels which will go to the front. So I'm in the process of putting them all together, and I will certainly show it to you in the back when it's actually finished. But I'm just looking at this here, and the back, okay, I'm not too worried about the fact that these stitches on this side are long, because I'm actually going to put a liner in this. Okay, a lot of people don't, but I've actually got some really, really cute Christmas a Christmas fat quarter, and my nephew loves the Simpsons. So I'm actually going to put that into the back. So I'll make a base and a lining, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So it's quite easy. I did make a mistake with his hat, which I have undone, and I've got it sitting there to re-put it on, reposition it. Okay, so so in the process of doing that at the moment. The other thing that I need to explain to you is the stitches. You know, there's quite a number of stitches in this. I think there's an applique stitch. Yes. So if you go into the design chart, sorry, not the instructions, on page 2 of 5, it actually goes through each of how to do each of the stitches. Okay, so there's the applique stitch, there's a satin stitch, there's the outline, straight stitch, there's fringes, which is the fringe on his scarf. So you can see there's a little fringe there. There's also a cord, which I haven't done yet, but they explain to you and show you how to do the cord, and we can do that together. Because not all Bucilla's patterns or projects require a cord. So when I'm doing the cord for this particular one, we can do that together. And the cord is actually, as you see here, on the bell, and he's pulling the bell, so that's made from a gold cord. So we can certainly do that. But that's what the wheels will look like. So I just need to finish his arm and his mittens, his hat. I've got the stacker. Which is obviously there, and all the rest. Okay. Oh, I've also got to do the what's these? Smoke coming out of the chimney stacker. So so that's something else that we can look at. Okay. There is also the symbols for the colours, and had a study of it, because again this can be sometimes confusing, because some of the symbols which are on the chart again can be quite confusing. I'm just trying to fold this up so you'll be able to see it that little bit better. So so this is the symbols for all the stitches. So you've got, where are we, these codes, how many strands you would need, the stitch that you're going to use, which is here, what the code looks like on the chart. There's my chart. Oh, here we are. So there's the chart. So it'll have, so for example, if you look at 50, which is this part here, okay, it's got 50, and it's a black and white moon. Okay, so when you go to the black and white moon on the chart, it's looking here, we've got the black and white moon. It's telling us that you need a sequence. It's gold, and it's also telling you in different languages. Okay, so again, don't get confused. So each of these codes is telling you something about that pattern. So you just need to read the pattern carefully, because I've done it myself. You end up having to pull out the sequins and put the green sequins on when you actually put the gold sequins on them, things like that. So so there is a colour symbol chart. There is also on the instructions there is how to care for your Bucilla. So one of the very last ones. So if something happens, like the last minute, you drop a piece of a cup of coffee or something onto your Bucilla. How are you going to care for it? What are you going to do? Oh my God, that will be a disaster. So I'm just looking, but there is a section here on caring for your needlecraft. So that's on the last page. So there it tells you how to care for your Bucilla. Don't wash it in bleach. And it's also got this, which is your lettering for personalisation of your Bucilla. Now with the personalisation, what you need to do with this is put it onto tracing paper and trace it and stick it on. What I did with mine was I actually used my my Solvay, and Solvay is another way of doing it. When I'm doing the next stocking, I'll do it with Solvay, and I'll show you how to do that. And it's a sticky. You can actually print it onto the Solvay, or you can just trace it. It's either way, and you can put it on. The only thing is the Solvay is a wash, so you can wash the Solvay off. I wouldn't. Okay, and I've done that with a lot of my M&M crafts, such as the 12 Days of Christmas. I use the Solvay, but I don't wash it, and I actually peel it off, and I use just the outline to do my stitches, and then I can get rid of it that way. Okay, so there's a number of different ways that you can do it, and the thing is, Solvay you can buy it on Amazon, but it's an expensive thing to have. But what you can do is use tracing paper or whatever, and you can actually stitch that, pin it on, write the name, and then you can stitch through it, and then you can just pull it off, because the stitches make the tissue easy to pull. Okay. There's also a name on a support on the Bucilla pattern. So if you're really having trouble with your Bucilla, there is a support mechanism there that you can use that. So that's all about the Bucilla. As I said, I will put up a video of me doing one of those right from the very beginning. So that's the cutting out of the felt, the positioning, the marking off, the writing of the name, all of that sort of stuff. I will put onto one of my YouTubes, and I'll actually name it as Bucilla Fairy or Christmas Surprise, Christmas Tree Surprise, whatever the one I'm doing. So you'll be able to know that that's the tutorial that I'm actually involved in. Okay, behind me, just over here, right, is a tiny wee little Bucilla. The ugly jumpers. And my boss made me this, Lynn, made me this for Christmas. And it comes complete with a little tiny wee hanger. So yeah, so Bucilla comes in a lot of different ways. It's not just Christmas stockings. I went back to work on Monday after 3 weeks. I was a week in hospital, and I've got some COPD issues, and I ended up getting COVID. And you don't want to get COVID if you've got COPD, which is chronic obstruction pulmonary disease. And when I went in, Penny, who's one of the teachers, the sewing teachers, was delighted to see me, and we were sitting there, we were chatting, and I was telling her I had a YouTube page, and she was excited for me, and so she came out a bit later, and she says, Monica, she says, I was just wondering if you would be interested in doing one of these. Now, I think in my previous video, I had said cross stitch is not really my thing. It was when I was a teenager, and I did the pussycat sitting on a cushion and the, you know, the lovely English cottage by the river. Did all of those. I don't think I ever finished any of them. But anyway, she said to me, would you be interested in these? They had been given to her by a lady who was actually moving into a nursing home, and she was downsizing a lot of her stash. Bet everybody has a lot of stash. I've got so much stash. I mean, as I said, I've got all these different Bucillas. And so she asked me, would I like this? And you don't need to ask me twice, especially when it is a Bucilla, but it's a Bucilla cross stitch, and it's a Christmas stocking. And the complete kit, as you can see, there's a lot of, so this isn't obviously felt work, this is a cross stitch. And I thought, oh, you know, I'd get back into cross stitch just to do this. So again, that'll be something. Now I know one of my YouTube favorites is Sassy Stacy Noel, and I was watching one of her videos the other day, and she does a lot of cross stitch, Now I'm not into cross stitch that much, but for a project like this, I am. So especially when it's a Bucilla. So I was very, very excited to get that. It was like all my Christmases had come at once. And I've already decided that this cross-stitch Bucilla is going to go to my niece, Alicia. They're quite religious in their beliefs, and she would appreciate that. That she's got 5 children, and she's the mum of 5, and so I'm going to make that for Alicia. The other thing that I did